Saturday Talk vlog reactions. This is becoming one of my favorite things to do. So thank you for all your submissions, and let's get right into the story of the day on Saturday Talk vlog reactions. Saturday Talk vlog reactions. Dun, 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 Thank you so much for everybody who submits their story, and this one was also submitted on Facebook. So let me get right into this tea. Grab what you need because we're in for a ride. Mwamvela again. Dear mother, thank you for this platform. I wish to share my story, but I'll remain as vague as possible. Let me just start by saying that my husband is an idiot. I'm not laughing at her. I'm laughing at her choice of words. She just went right into it. I'm so angry that I have found myself married to someone so reckless and irresponsible. My husband and I got married 2 years ago. We dated for 3 years and he brought plates just after I completed my college education. We have one child who is 2 years old, Maza. We live in a house that we inherited after my husband's father passed away. We are blessed to have a roof over our head, but as I write this, tomorrow is not promised because my husband and I are living a lie. You see, my husband is irresponsible, and because of this man, we owe close to 500,000 kwacha in debt. $500,000 kwacha in debt. Yo. Okay, brief history. I was raised by my aunt and uncle, but it was not a really happy home. Just completing college is something that I celebrate. Girl, you did that. Celebrate yourself. You survived. Celebrate your achievement. I have never grown up with much, and from a young age, I learned the value of money. I have a job, but it does not pay me that well. My husband comes from a well-to-do family. They always do. They always do. That's one thing that irritates me. They always do. Support system, very, very strong. All his siblings are doing well. And when we were dating, he would take care of me and I never lacked anything. His father died just before we got married, and in the settlements after, we were gifted a house as well as a plot in Palavana. Because my husband is the youngest of his siblings, he got the lion's share of the property because they thought he needed it more. Well, at the time, that is what I thought. The more I think about these circumstances, the more I start to think that my husband's family tricked me. I do not understand this demon of a man and where he came from, because there is no way someone can be this stupid and jeopardize his life, my life, and that of his child. I started noticing that things were wrong early in our marriage when my husband could not keep a job. These guys have been married for 2 years. 2 years. He always had a reason to complain about the small things. He does not like going to work, and he likes to spend his time drinking and having a good time with his friends. After we got married, I stayed away from going out and I spent more time at home with my son. Good on you, girl. At first, he used to hide the truth about our finances from me. We agreed that I would be in charge of regular home finances, ensuring the home is running smoothly, and he would handle the bigger bills like farm maintenance, worker salaries, and house maintenance. Just a few months into our marriage, he suggested that we sell the plot so we could make some investments so that he could start a business. I was skeptical at first, as you should, because he is your man. Why is he selling your land? And especially since you've got a child, I do not blame you for being skeptical. I was skeptical at first, but agreed to it because at the end of the day, it's his farm and I have to respect his wishes. Girl, don't even say that it is his farm. You got married. What's his is yours. And that is the most infuriating thing about being married to someone who might not be financially responsible, because you get to also pick the debt that they incur. You are a team. That is why even at the beginning she said, because of him, we owe, not he owes, but we owe 500,000 kwacha in debt. All right. Our land was prime land, so I was sure that we would get a good price. Sis, I have never seen the money that came from that plot. Every time I ask him, it is story after story after story. He reaches a point where he gets upset with me for asking about the money. He uses harsh words and guilts me so much that I just give up. Of course, he's manipulating you. He is gaslighting you so that you drop the topic and you leave him alone. Meanwhile, my small salary covers all the running costs in the house. I take care of all expenses and buy the urgent things that the baby needs. Because he has no savings, I also find myself overextending myself. I did not know how bad things were until one day, bailiffs came into our house and wiped it clean. They got our TVs, our fridges, microwaves, and anything that they thought was of value. I just stood there in shame, embarrassed that neighbors were seeing our things being taken. Have you ever felt shame? When the bailiffs started packing our things, one neighbor even asked me if we were moving. That's embarrassing. My heart broke when they even got my child's crib and cassette. Even them. I did not talk to him for days, and he did not even bother try to give an explanation. It's the audacity. All he said was that, don't worry, we'll get the things back in no time. After that episode, I started digging into our finances just to find out that he has borrowed money from many places and has used our house as surety. This is where it actually gets tricky. I found out recently that he has a history of being reckless with his finances. I found this out from a relative of his who mentioned that he once got in trouble before we were dating. He owed so much money that the family ended up coming together to bail him out. Getting the plot and the house was his family's way of ensuring that we have something of our own. I think his family thought it would be easier for him if they set him up economically. No one ever told me about it. Girl, your family knew. Your family knew. Chipua Chandi. You know that thing that in every family there's that one person. There's that one person you try your hardest, you work hard, you try to support them, but then things just don't work out. Not because they're failing, but because they do not apply themselves. That is the person you ended up with. Me, I actually feel like they are making you a babysitter for a grown baby, somebody who does not take responsibility of his own actions, and you are there for it. They knew all along, and goodness gracious, the fact that you sound like such a nice person, I think they even went like, this one, we should keep for him, because if this one goes, there's no one else is going to come. They saw through him, they saw through you, and they took advantage of the situation. But all I can do is credit them, because at the end of the day, they actually gave you a house and they also gave you a plot so that you could be set up. They did not just abandon him. I know of people who I know of people who in their families, they just want to get rid of them because there's such an economic burden. The more you help them, the more they dig themselves into a bigger hole. And I would just cringe. I just cringe thinking that there are women out there who unfortunately are falling for these smartly dressed men with nothing to offer but accents. Let's continue. I feel like I married the family fool. When people look at us, we look perfect. I try my best to always look good, and we present ourselves the same way. Sometimes we have nothing to eat. When bailiffs came and got everything, I had to ask my friend to loan us a bed. He is not remorseful and never really gave me a solid explanation. It's not like I do not ask questions. I tell this man that he needs to change his ways because he is not a child. I found out about the 500,000 because he borrowed from so many sources. Shylocks, friends, family. I think some of it is from the plot. I'm even embarrassed because I'm usually the one asking to borrow money, always getting advances at work, failing to pay bills on time, as well as making excuses when he is MIA. We have received counseling at church. I have complained to his family. I have nowhere to go because my aunt and uncle are not the best of people. Any small savings I had are long gone just to keep our heads above water. We are not even intimate anymore. I admit that I just see weakness when I look at him. Those lying lips and eyes should land on my naked body. And then she writes at it, "Hi, corner." I don't know if he makes these decisions on his own or there are a lot in the head. I have tried my hardest. I doubt that he'll wake up one day and be financially responsible. What can I do? How can I address this issue without too much resentment? His carelessness and irresponsibility will cost us one day. I do not wish to wake up and find our photos on news blogs, but we have absolutely no way of paying back this money. He has no income and we need mine to just meet our basic needs. Kindly help me by sharing my story so that we can ask others who have been through this predicament how they survived it and whether their partners ever got better. Thank you for this submission. This is a tough one. As much as we might laugh, like financial literacy is not something that a lot of people will understand. One thing I've noticed from the story, what I've observed, is that she actually states that her family is not well-to-do. She was raised by her uncle and auntie. She doesn't say what happened to her parents. Maybe they're deceased, I don't know. But you know, when you are living in a house where you're being kept, you know, where you're being kept, it's difficult to come across certain things. And from what she says, because of this situation, she's actually been able to learn financial responsibility from a young age. Now, the other side, Vashindani. Vashindani, he's coming from a well-to-do family. I mean, when his father died, you guys, he was given a house and a plot. That is a lot. A house and a plot, just, and then you didn't even work for it. Like, that is what privilege is. This man is coming from privilege and entitlement. And you know the thing about people who are raised with a silver spoon in their mouth, sometimes it's difficult for them to actually account for their money. And this is where this girl is going through. This is what she's going through. 500,000 kwacha is not a little bit of money. 500,000 kwacha is a lot of money. I can't even begin to guide you on where you can get that money. I don't even know how you are sleeping, how you're taking care of yourself, how you're waking up, how you are smiling, how you're taking the opportunity to even type this, because I would not be sleeping if I owed 500,000 kwacha. So kudos for you for being strong. Don't forget that you actually have a child who looks up to you. Having said that, I think the people I can blame for this predicament are also his family. They have known from the get-go that this is their family idiot. This is the person who makes the worst financial decisions, and they let you walk into this marriage without even warning you. From my side, I think that they set you up. I think they were looking for somebody who was going to get the responsibility from them. As long as he is married, he has got a home to report to. And in that home, there is you, and there are also your children. There's your child. So I think the family played you. I think it was that thing of, if we do not wake up, this man is going to be 60 years old and living in our house. Maybe the siblings have grown. They also have their own families. They do not have time to take care of an extra person. That's why even as much as it was difficult for them, they decided to give him the lion's share. Now, I would actually feel bad for your husband if he was in this situation because he was trying his hardest and things were not working out. From what you've written, he likes to go out, he likes to have chills, he's probably the buyer in his group. And the other problem is that there are those people who, when they've got money, everybody flocks to them. And I feel like that's what happens with your husband. He does not have the power of no in his mouth. So his friends take advantage of the situation. The people around him take advantage of the situation. Even the people who borrow him money. I feel like they know that if things got worse, there's a bigger place to get it. So I do not blame anybody but him for the situation he is in, and it's unfair that you are going to be stuck with this man for a long time. Having said that, your marriage is only 2 years old. It's a pretty new marriage. I think what you should be doing is asking yourself certain questions like, what am I going to do with myself? How am I going to navigate the financial responsibilities that we have? Again, I can't tell you what to do. I can't tell you to leave that man because I do not understand the dynamics. But the truth of the matter is that the longer you stay in this marriage, the more this debt is going to accumulate and it's going to land on you. This financial responsibility is going to be on your shoulders, and the very fact that this man actually gaslights you whenever you ask serious questions about the situation, that is a very big red flag. I don't know if he has been open with himself. He's come and he just said, "Mommy, things are hard," or he just hides and your job is just to dig like Sherlock Holmes. You're always just digging like an archaeologist, digging, looking for answers, digging in your own house. You didn't even have a bed. I hope you guys even got a bed. You had to borrow a bed. It was that bad. His decisions are not just affecting him, but they're affecting your family as a unit, and they're also going to have serious repercussions on the child that you're raising. So I feel like you need to find people to talk to, because this is not an easy matter. You need to share this with others, and I don't blame you that the love is gone. Like, how can you submit to somebody who is not worthy of your submission? I just feel that you are going through so much frustration, and I wish I can help, but I totally see where you're coming from. I totally see. I will not be the kind of person to say no, love, support, care for this man when this man is not doing anything to make his own situation better. So I don't think that whatever you're going through, I don't think that your thought process is wrong. I'm not going to call your husband an idiot, but if the shoe fits, he needs to put it on. But I just hope that he does not wake up a little too late. I don't know how old you people are, but I just feel that if you guys are young, there are still many options that you can actually look into that can make this easier. Do not wake up and keep up appearances if you cannot manage. That is going to put a strain on your mental health. So I don't know what other people think. I don't know what you guys think about this story. If you have anything to share, please put it in the comments and we'll be sure to read. And of course, dear Anonza is right in the comment section. Do not forget to like, subscribe, put like that bell ringy thingy so that you're notified every time I put out new content. So from our friend dear Anonza and me, it is goodbye until the next Saturday Talk vlog reaction.